This is Tiana Leddick, and I'm presenting my Communication Module 3 PowerPoint. Nonverbal communication plays a huge role in our communication with anyone that we talk to. The way we present ourselves to someone we are conversating with them can say a lot about how we feel. Some parts of communication that are huge are facial expressions, body language, um, and plenty of other things. The way we look at one another can impact them in a huge way. If we're looking at someone while they're talking to us and we're looking the other direction or rolling our eyes or yawning, it can send a bad impression of ourselves and also um, that we're not interested in the conversation. Our body language is a huge one. I think it could possibly be the biggest one to me. If we're slouching while we are talking to someone, or picking at our nails, or looking at our shoes, or, just not paying attention and not standing straight up, or if we have our arms crossed, it can show that we're not willing to communicate with them and that we're not willing to or interested in the conversation that's going on. So I think it's really important that we present ourselves in a respectful manner, especially while talking to, management or, strangers, and especially friends. Friends, I feel like you're really comfortable with them, but also they can get a bad impression as well if you are doing these things and not respecting them just because you guys are friends. In this picture I chose, it seems like a young girl to be looking at someone or something that she knows. She looks like she's either confused or that she's looking or judging at someone. I personally feel like her facial expressions are looking judgmental. They kind of look like she's not understanding maybe, or just doesn't really want any part of what's in front of her. This could be positive if the person she's looking at doesn't take offense to her facial expressions, but it could be very negative if someone is, sensitive or just taking her facial expressions the wrong way. She could be looking at her friend, this could be nothing, but definitely she could be making the person feel like she's judging. In this second picture that I chose, the man appears to be happy. He looks like he's either about to start work or get off work. His body language looks really relaxed and not judgmental, and he kind of looks like he's enjoying his time. This could be perceived as negative if, his boss is looking at him and he's supposed to be working and he's, lounging instead. But also I took this as it could be positive because this could be his wife looking at him, and he's looking at his wife like this, and he looks happy to see her. To me, like, he's smirking and he's maybe excited for his wife to pick him up from work. The third picture I chose was this man. He has a hammer in his hand, and his body language tells me that he's working on some sort of something. This could be positive perception if, he's a hardworking man. This is kind of what that shows to me. But it could be negative because he doesn't really look satisfied with what he's doing. So it could show, that maybe he's not in love with his job, or maybe this was an extra project that his boss gave him and he really just wasn't into it. My last picture I chose is a man taking off his hat and rubbing his head. To me, he appears to be smiling, but, I could be wrong. He looks a little bit like he could be confused because, people rub their head a lot when they're confused. This could be a bad picture as he could be looking at something terrible that's coming his way or that just left because the kids behind him don't look happy. But this could also be perceived as a man who just got off a long day of work and went to play with the kids or went to visit the kids and, is happy with the good deed that he did.